Well, welcome everyone. This is Dad Livin, a podcast built for dads and really anyone.
And I'm Mike, by the way. I got two kiddos. They're 10 and 8.
So I'm Brian. I've got 3 kids, 2 twins that are 6 years old now, and a little guy who we like to refer to as our bonus baby.
I'm Brian. You guys in this room call me Johnny. Some people call me BJ.
Johnny.
Call me a lot of things. But I'm a father of 3, actually.
I'm Doug Yokes. And I have a 5 and a 6-year-old.
All right. Welcome back to Dad Livin.
Welcome back.
It's good.
Number two.
Feel the energy.
Episode number 2. How about that, boys?
Still working the kinks out.
We made it. We made it. So, yeah. Dad Livin. Today we're going to be talking about men's mental health awareness. We're in June. Obviously, this episode will be a little bit after, but
I never knew it was a celebrated month till this year.
I know.
Apparently, it's been going on for a while.
Celebrate. And I think
Bring awareness.
make more awareness of it too.
Yeah.
So the and that's the big thing. 1 in 10 men experience depression at some point, and I think even that, like, furthermore, 40% more men die by suicide, which is morbid to start.
Wow.
So than women, that is. So I think it's definitely one of those things that obviously I took it to the extreme right there, and if you're going through something, obviously reach out and talk to someone, but having a close group of friends and talking about it, and us talking about it today, I think helps. So,
yeah.
But I think we've, as dads, naturally you get put in situations that immediately, obviously raise your anxiety, which it's fight or flight. So you get the depression going, you get the stress going. And I think ultimately it's definitely not talked about enough, right?
Not at all. Yeah. And it's not just being a father, it's everything that's weighing against you and supporting your family and all of that. And I think those are the things that definitely, people don't think about. I think us as fathers, or even just as men, there's a lot of things that society has taught us that, you don't normally talk about or share. Like, you're supposed to put that all behind you, and it's all weighing on you, and it ends up building up quite a bit. So, yeah, I think there's a lot to unpack here, and a lot for us to understand from different perspectives of how to handle those things.
It's a deep topic. It's hard for some guys to talk about. So,
Let's be honest, even between us 4, we've never had a conversation about something like this. So
This will be,
I think it's good.
well, usually when it's too late,
Yeah.
when we're going through some hard stuff and it finally boils over and you guys are there, hopefully, fortunately, but, before we get into all that, what's going on, the rest of our lives?
but yeah, before we get into the seriousness there, some dad happenings. What's going on? We got middle vacation land. We got Mexico. We got,
Doit and Asti just got back from vacations with their kids, which
how was that, boys?
it was well needed, but also stressful at the same time.
Traveling with kids is special.
Yeah. Yeah. We were actually talking about it just before we went on this podcast, and traveling with a 2-year-old, almost 2-year-old, is not easy. Let's put it that way. I felt like we were being stared at the entire time. We had the stewardess trying to help us. We did everything we could.
Yeah.
Let's talk about anxiety levels being high.
It's a privilege to go be stressed and yell at your family in a different location.
Yeah.
Actually, I think being in public helped me on an airplane not scream at my children.
Yeah, you didn't want to let your true self out.
Yes. Yeah.
Like you yell at them at home.
Yeah, it wasn't happening. I didn't want us to emergency land the plane.
Yeah. What's wrong with that guy?
There was a big video that went viral a couple weeks ago from one of the guys on Barstool. He was on a plane, and there was a screaming baby behind him the whole flight. And he made a whole thing about it, like, what do you do to shut up a kid on a plane or something? And people just laid into it. You obviously have no kids. You have no empathy for parents. Like,
I probably thought that at one point too, though, before children. Like, dude, can't you make them stop? Oh, you can't.
And trust me, most parents are doing everything they can to quiet their child.
Right.
And sometimes it just doesn't work.
No. And, I think in those like sick situations where you're younger, you don't have kids. Yeah, it definitely builds up. Even when you're older, I guess you could have sympathy, but you're just like,
we had a lot of sympathy,
like, come on.
luckily, but even then it was like, oh boy, the screaming. He was throwing things at other passengers. Try to get them to be quiet.
Launching the peanut.
Yeah. Oh man, it was toys. It was everything. But luckily we had really good people around us. So we survived. And traveling home is always the worst. Your vacation's over. That's when all this happened.
Yeah.
So, but hey, we made it back. We had a great time. It was good family bonding. It was fantastic. I completely cut out work. There was zero connection to work, and really got to spend some good
You got to
time
do, man.
with everybody, and it was needed.
Talk about mental health right there.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Us as Americans have a problem doing that. Like you go to these other countries and you talk to like Europeans and stuff, and they're like, they think it's crazy we go on vacation for a week. They go for like 2, 3,
weeks.
4 weeks. They're like, why are you only doing a week? It's
Holiday is what the
and they do it for real though.
I remember, I think it was when we went to Mexico, and there was a couple guys that are like, well, we're a week and a half in, we still got 4 more days.
Yeah.
I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, what's like the standard vacation in Europe? It's like what,
At least
2 months a year or something?
It's a lot more than us. I know that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. But you just got back from Mexico too.
Correct. Yeah, we did. And we had a blast. So
With the brother-in-law.
Yep, went with my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, and her 2 kids, and they're a little bit younger than my kids, but they get along nicely. The beers were cold and the pool was nice, and can't really complain about too much. So it's fantastic. I recommend it to anybody. If you don't know what to do with your kids in the summer and you don't want to have to do anything for yourself, all-inclusive resorts are great if you can swing.
I would say, I think, I've talked to multiple people, and they were always worried about traveling outside of the country, in particular to Mexico, with young children. And boy, it was easy.
Not even a blip.
Not concerned. And I think for a vacation, I didn't have to cook.
Yep.
I didn't have to clean. And that's all I needed.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just tough to figure out what I was.
You just decide what you're going to have.
But it was more relaxing than I think other vacations that I've had. It was good. It was good. It's good to be back though, and get back into a good, healthy groove.
Yeah.
And get together with you guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What about you guys? What do you guys got planned?
Well, we did our big vacation earlier this year to Disney, and
That's right. Yeah,
that was a big deal. So we're just doing a Branson trip to the lake next month. And
Branson, Missouri. If you've never been, it's a wonderful little town.
I don't think I've been since I was a kid, even when we went to school in Springfield.
Yeah, we never visited.
That's
right.
Went to
there,
Lambert's.
Right there.
It was to Lambert's plenty of time.
Yeah, I guess
You haven't been to Lambert's too. I'm with the throw rolls, worth it. But
Southern Missouri.
how'd you guys like Disney when you went?
I mean, dude, it was like they call it the happiest place on earth, and I had totally bought into that. Like, I don't know how you could have a bad time there, and it was, we built it up in our head for so long, and just to finally be there and be in it was awesome. I was so worried. It was the first time we flew with the kids, and they were amazing. I don't know
What makes it nice?
I don't know. I just finally got there. And I'm like, I was more worried about like, this is going to be my nightmare, waiting in all these lines.
You can go either way.
And
That's why I still haven't gone.
Well, I mean, I like to go on a vacation, just have no itinerary, just up for whatever. When you go there, you got to plan exactly when you're going to be at each ride. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to let go. I'm going to take it all in. And I had the best time ever. So
Good.
Nice.
Good.
Nice. Oh, it's so fun. So fun. Especially if you stay. Did you guys stay on resort or off?
It wasn't on resort. It felt like we were on the resort. It was like right next to it. But you can get some of the same perks, but I mean, it looked like a Disney resort. So
Nice. When you drive in like their highway and it's all Disney, that's just awesome.
It's a cool place.
Nice.
Where you headed?
We're going to New York next
New
week.
York.
Yeah, we're going to the exact opposite of laid back and fun.
Yeah.
Busy. Yeah, I
Asses to elbows.
had someone on my work say I'm the best dad. Me and Keller, the best parents in the world. And I'm just like, well, yeah, it'll be fun. It's all about the adventure.
Sorry, I heard it there.
A little bit. I'm more anxious and nervous around some of the tall buildings.
I was just going to say that. Like Midwesterners, big cities like that freak me out to an extent because there's not that many big buildings here in St. Louis, and
that's true.
There just isn't.
True. My whole thing, I love sitting at the bottom and looking up. Love it. But when you're in there, and especially like the elevator or
No,
going up,
no elevators.
I had a dream the other night about going to the Empire State Building. I've already been up there, so it actually was the most calm I've been in a large building. But if you know, they have 2 elevators. You go up to the 80th floor, you get off, and then you have to go up to the 110th floor. You have to get off, and once we got off, the first elevator was broken, and they were just like, "Oh, walk across and you can see down." Oh, I have a little bit of nervousness around that. Other than that, I think the kids will enjoy it.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yes.
Yeah, seeing the the sights and the sounds. We're going up there with my sister and brother-in-law, and they have 2 kids that are older that get along with our kids well. So
Nice. Good.
it'll be fun.
Are you gonna get a dirty water hot dog from the street corner?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of have to, don't you?
Dude,
I've never been, but
we talked about 2 things: getting copious amounts of pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking
try
eating the pizza. Any corner you go to, there's pizza.
some Sbarros.
Yep. Oh, hell no.
I
I
realize like it's unique now.
They are
There's
really
no malls
kind of
now.
rare. Yeah.
The kids are gonna have fun no matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
We built up Disney in our heads and we had all these worries and everything, but like it doesn't matter where
It's
you're
fun,
at.
yeah.
They're gonna have fun.
It's time with your family.
Well, and we went to Chicago last year. That was the toe in the water in a big city, and it was fantastic. It was so much fun. We had a blast, other than my son busting his chin. Helping and having to find an ER, which is not fun with 2 kids at 10 o'clock at night in the middle of Chicago, but made it work. But yeah, I think New York will be fun. We have my wife's a huge planner, so she has everything planned, and it'll be a blast just having them see all the stuff out there.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
so yeah, but
All the things.
no, that's great. Let's talk a little bit about some dad fails. How about that? Oh yeah.
Where do you
How about the
start?
dad fails?
Yeah.
You had
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
what were you saying earlier about Colton?
Oh man, you get a little relaxed on an all-inclusive resort. And when you got an almost 2-year-old, he is running and he is going everywhere and he gets ahead of you at times. And man, he had some good spills. You feel for. He came back. His shins did not look great. Not all caused by the trip, but I mean the kid's just on the move, and I think compound that with slick surfaces and all the things. Probably could have had a little better eye on him at times. But, man,
Yeah.
By number
but-
3, you're paying just a little less.
Yeah, we know they're durable.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Fun.
that was
Fun.
That was awesome.
I had
I feel
it.
bad for him.
Yeah.
He's all right. Yeah,
He survived.
he's a strong dude. Yeah, he paid me back on the airplane.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Got you back at that. I had one on Sunday. It was very hot here in St. Louis, and I have a pool in my backyard. Lucky with that. And we were out. Kelly was out running errands. We were in the pool, and I was in there with the kids, and it was just glorious. If you ever have a pool and you're just out there with the kids, you're jumping, you're diving, and 5 hours later, I didn't apply any additional sensory or myself.
Oh my God.
And you want to talk about the biggest dad fail?
Dun, dun, dun.
Kelly got home and she's laying in the pool. I'm like, shit.
Everybody's
Okay. I came inside and I looked at my shoulders. I could just tell everything was just red, beet red. I immediately was like, oh my God, kids, get out. We got to put sunscreen on. I mean, it's 5:30.
Too late.
It's 5:30.
Now it's okay to.
Now I need to apply Hallow.
Yeah.
So I did the same thing last weekend, dude. We were at the pool going on hour 4. I could not get my daughter out of the pool. Like, hey, take a break. It was 100 degrees out.
Mhm.
Take a break, go take a snack and get something to drink. She wouldn't get out of the pool for 4 hours straight. So no sunscreen.
Yeah. Our parents didn't even
like,
use sunscreen, so
Oh, I
know.
Yeah, we can talk about those all
Yeah.
the time. I mean, I had sun poisoning one vacation, and they
Oh,
put
yeah.
me in a hotel room with I think it was a Nintendo at the time, and I
silly.
sat there. Yeah,
Well,
they still went and had fun. They left me there.
I see all over like online now, like don't wear sunscreen. It's toxic. Like, okay,
What is
it's either toxic or you get skin cancer, I suppose. So
Or you get burnt really bad, and you have to deal with that.
I just wear a long sleeve sun shirt the whole time. I'm that dude that does that. I don't,
It's nice
Yeah.
at the kids now, so
I don't even.
When we went to Alabama a couple years ago, I just got burnt the first day. The one thing that you should not do is just drink and sit on the beach.
Yeah, get burnt the first day.
And of course, I bought the $50 long sleeve shirt at the tourist center.
Yeah.
Still have it, and I've only worn it once.
wear that thing every damn day on vacation.
I did.
gets its use every
Okay.
year.
Right. You're right. But, of course, when your kiddos go through that whole pain and feeling that, like the itchy part and all that stuff, you're like, great, that was on me. That's on me, 100%. Dad failed.
We're all human and we make mistakes, and you just got to learn from them. And, next time I guarantee you're not going to to do something.
Oh yeah, if you're in Mexico and had too many cervezas,
That might be
that was the only thing that was top of mind for me was
Yeah.
sunscreen.
I really haven't necessarily dad failed my own kids, but the other night we were at the ball game with it was my son's like little league night at the ballpark. The whole association was there. They got to walk on the field and everything for us. Awesome. But it was scorching hot out, humid. So I go to the kids. I'm like, hey, I dare you guys to take all your shirts off and wave them around. And like, yeah, I'll do it. And all the parents are like, look, put your shirt on. I'm like, I kind of dared them. So, and then like we brought a bunch of snacks and like, hey, here's a giant bag of gummy bears, guys.
Yeah.
Have at it. And they're like, sorry, we don't like sugar.
like how things have changed.
Yeah. Speaking of,
Yeah,
Speaking of.
we got a child popping their head.
did he jump in the
right
pool?
now. Looks like he jumped in
Yep.
the pool.
Oh yeah, there we go. You get the dad living.
Dad, look, just
There's-
there it is.
Even when you're doing a podcast, dadding doesn't stop.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
So
It doesn't.
when you talk about the kids jumping in the pool, so
Yeah.
Oh, I heard you.
I
heard you.
all right,
Yeah.
all right. You don't have a dad fail, do you?
No, I'm perfect. I don't fail at
Yeah,
anything.
right. Yeah, right.
I have plenty of dad fails. I could go on for days and days about all the dad fails I've had over my
Maybe that should
short
just be an
parenting career.
episode.
Yeah.
Have you guys caught yourself at all? Just have like that burst of it's almost like you get mad for no reason at all. Have you had
That's
that?
where I live.
And
Most times, yeah.
I swear,
That's right as I walk in the door after work.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like mine is always either in the morning or at night. In the morning, I have the roughest time waking up the kids. I'm the first up. I'm waking up Kel. I'm waking up the kids. And I swear, I'm like, all right, I'm going to keep a level head. I'm going to get stuff out. And one of the kids just has to be a
Yeah. Shithead.
shithead.
Yeah.
So, and it's just like I get mad for no reason. I catch myself. I'm like, why are you getting mad? Because they can't pick out a shirt? I'll pick one out for them. I'm at that point right now. So,
My struggle lately is like, I'll ask him to do something and it's like I'm talking to a wall.
Oh yeah.
And I got to repeat myself 10 times. And then I start to get mad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what else do I do but start raising my voice? Like,
Nothing else works, right? Yeah.
It's
been there.
sometimes that doesn't
you know,
work.
No, that's
No.
right.
yeah, when you have a baby and they're crying and you have to feed them and wake up in the middle of the night and you're like, man, I can't wait till they're older. Yeah, this is what you get when they're a little bit older and
New
and they start
feel
talking back to
crazy.
you.
or
It's easier.
yeah. So,
So,
but awesome. Well, switch it over. So now we're going to the main part.
Yeah.
So mental health.
Yeah. Mental health.
So I think the big thing here, like as we're talking about this, obviously, I just want to reiterate, if you're going through a tough time, if you're having, depression or just bad thoughts, just talk to someone. Talk to your significant other. If you don't have a significant other, reach out to a friend. Hell, reach out to one of us. I mean, hell, we'll talk with you and
seek help.
and I think that's the biggest thing as we enter this, because it's something where I've even held it in. I think we all have at some point, and it's tough because we have to show up for the family and the kids every single day, and so do our significant others. So they're obviously women out there. You're in the same boat. So just talk to someone, I think, as we go through this. So
I agree.
absolutely.
A lot more awareness on this topic already, and there's professionals out there that you should seek, and they do help. And it's and if you're not comfortable talking with somebody that's close to you for whatever reason, that's why they're there, and they do know what they're doing, and they make a difference.
yeah,
They really do.
because I think parenting is tough. Life is tough, honestly. When you don't even have to have a kid listening to this, and you may just like us talking and love the topics we're talking about and be going through something, and that's something that's tough. So,
I mean, when you become a dad, I mean, you have this weight of the world on your shoulders all of a sudden, and man, you feel like you gotta get everything right, and you don't want to let people down, and you don't always want to share some of the insecurities with your wife. You just want to feel like you're doing a good job and providing and being a good dad, and it can, yeah, if you're not talking to people, if you're not taking care of yourself physically, doing the right things to be in a good mental state, you can end up in a dark place. I've been there. I'll share some of my experiences, but um, you know, I looked into this a little bit, just knowing that we're going to talk about it. I jotted down some stats here. Um, 1 in 8 men will experience depression at some point in their lifetime. 1 in 5 men will go through periods of anxiety at any point in their life. Worldwide, there's 800,000 suicides every year, roughly 500,000 in the US alone. 75 to 80% of that are in men.
It's crazy.
Nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
And with we're getting to the extreme end of this, but it starts with, feeling lonely, isolated,
Yeah.
which you hear about a lot more in today's society with men. But yeah, I mean, this one blew my mind. Suicide in the U.S. is the 11th cause of death and number 2 in men under 45, which is wow.
Our demographic.
And that's shocking.
I mean, think about 45,000. Wait, what was that? 50,000 in the U.S. So 30, 40,000. I mean, that's a full house at Busch Stadium.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Every year,
Yeah.
year after year.
Yeah. And that's crazy to think about. Like absolutely crazy to think about.
Mostly because we've just been kind of trained as men, not maybe from our parents, maybe from social media, maybe just from social norms to, well, you're a man, suck it up, deal with it, and move on. And that works sometimes, but in my experience, like it only works for so long. Like you can keep shoving it away, but you're just going to keep getting worse and worse. And I'll certainly share some of my experiences as well. But just sucking it up, it only takes you so far. And we kind of talked about this already. It's like you got to find somebody to be able to help you, or else you can't do it by yourself. It's hard.
How much have you heard over the last several years too that just men are the problem?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, exactly.
Not men have problems.
Yeah.
They are.
No, we are the problem.
Yeah.
And that alone, I mean,
That'll get to you.
yeah.
That'll get to you.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I mean, sure, have men done shitty things? All people have done shitty things in the world, but just to lump all men into, all men are that category.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think too, as the society we're in, obviously men were dominant throughout the years. And we know obviously women have just the amount of fair rights as we do and all that stuff. But there's almost a point where, I think why we started this, there was so much content out there for moms.
Yeah.
And moms have obviously gotten together and talked about it. And I don't think there's a lot of men that are coming forward to say, hey, I'm experiencing this. But the cool thing is, as I've been researching topics for this and as I've been working with you guys on what's going on here, immediately I'm starting to see some of this content up there on TikTok and Instagram, on Facebook, which is so cool because it was something I didn't have before. Just guys saying, hey, it's okay. And even, I saw a thread where someone was going through a very tough time. And the amount of support and comments out there was just astronomical. And I think I sent it to you guys from a sense of just, wow, this was awesome. I think it's touching. And I think it's awesome when you can say, hey, like, stay in there, stay strong. We're all together. Much like, women have had to do over the course of the years, rightfully so. So it's just awesome to see for sure. So I think when we talk, obviously parenting, what that does. And do you guys remember the first day you walked in with your first child or children in Osti's case right there?
Yeah.
I took a picture and I still look back at it because I was so young, naive, and I didn't know the road ahead. They literally give you a baby out of the hospital. They don't give you any instructions. No. I wish they did. And maybe as we go through this will help you build some confidence in what you're doing and just give you a pat on the back saying, hey, you're doing a great job. But I remember at that moment how overwhelmed I felt and how excited I felt, but how you're starting to get that anxiety. And I remember that first night. I remember,
the drive home.
Oh yeah, you talked about that last time.
Yeah, we did.
Your white knuckle.
Triggered it right away.
Yeah, there's just so many different things you don't think about until you're in it. And sometimes that can just feel like it just overwhelms you.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And immediately in our bodies, we have cortisol levels that, in today's world, it's the highest it's ever been. Each person on average has 10 times more cortisol in their bodies than they're supposed to. So as you're fighting that, and you have different stressors with work that come into play that then compound when you come home and you have yelling kids or you have a crying baby that can't sleep at night or has colic. God bless you if you do. But that's something that just compounds in guys and especially dads and parents, moms out there too, if you're listening. I think it's definitely one of those things that for your significant other, the one advice that I have is talk. You don't sleep at night, talk. If you're leaning too much into the bottle, talk. And if you're the mom out there and your husband's doing that, talk with them.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, that's the biggest thing I could tell you is confront them, because I think I leaned on that. We'd put the kid down. Kelly naturally would go to sleep and I would just go into the bourbon a little bit more. So not because I needed to, it was because I just felt like I needed the alone time, but then it started to get progressively worse until we had the kind of blow up fight.
Yeah.
And that's the moment I remembered, oh, wow, okay, I need to pull it back. I need to pull it back and I need to check myself because I'm not 100% right.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping 4 hours a night, which doesn't help. That's part of being a parent.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's okay that you're sleeping 4 hours a night. It's going to happen. Your body's going to get used to it.
Maybe less than that.
Less than that sometimes. We've all been there. Just don't let that stress, like, go to bed. Go to bed with your significant other. You'll feel a lot better than drinking that 3 or 4 glasses of bourbon. I guarantee it. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I don't think you can get by being a new parent and not have your mental stress, your mental health tested, and you're gonna take a knock for a while. And man, I mean, I looked at some of these periods I've gone through where my mental health was struggling, and like I go back to like, how was my sleep regimen? What kind of food was I putting in my body? Was I getting out in the sun every day? What was my physical activity?
Yeah.
When you have a brand new kid at home, that's all out the door.
Yeah.
And you go through this stretch of just feeling like a zombie some days. And like, man, looking back, it's just a blur. Like I was saying we should do an episode about being new dads. It's like, man,
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't know how much I can recall. I'd have to like really do some deep thinking.
Even with my third, felt like I was parenting all over again. And it was different going from twins to just one. It was easier. Don't get me wrong, but it was still.
Dan, I mean,
tough.
your wife's going through all kinds of hormonal changes and postpartum depression and all that, and that's another layer on top of what you're trying to struggle with as a new father and figure everything out. So I'm not trying to scare people away from having kids.
No.
It's just it's a tough stretch when you have a newborn to get.
But as we've evolved to be able to handle this, so like you'll be fine. Like if any new parents out there, like the thousands of generations before us have experienced it and gone through it. So, and what's better now is you're not alone. No, you're out. You can find people like us that'll talk about it or other things. Like, generations before literally just had to deal with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're all the same age. We were all starting families around the same time. So, we had a lot to lean on, and like, what are you guys doing about this? Right?
Anybody else going through this?
Again, communication, right? Being able to pull on the channels that you need to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just community, right?
Like,
I think even nowadays, it's something I find myself yearning for. We go through these stretches where we're all busy with work, we're doing stuff with our family, and we go maybe a month or so without seeing each other sometimes. And it's like in a perfect world, like, man, like I think every dad should have like at least one night out, go be with friends or go do your hobby or whatever. You need to get a break.
Yeah. Well, and I think the big thing there too is give your significant other a break too.
Yeah.
Balance it out. And I know it can get like a tug of war in some sense, but there's 3 areas that I've found that you need to focus on. Obviously, well, actually 4. Your personal. You got to give yourself some love. Be with your friends. Obviously have some guy time. That's important. Let your significant other have their time with their friends or family or whatever. Just tell them to get away. But then the 4th one, which is important, go out, take a date night. At least have one date night, at least a month, where you guys can just go out without kids. See a movie.
Yeah.
Go out and get some, appetizers and a drink or dinner. So That's my big thing.
Yeah.
So
And to genuinely want that for your partner too, and not always like jockeying
Yeah, not
time with
not
each other.
tit for
Yeah.
You see that sometimes, like, well, you did this, so I get to do this.
So,
It's
yeah.
it's not about keeping score or anything like that. So
Yeah.
which can
100%.
be tough.
It is. Yeah.
No, I agree. What would you guys, as far as, advice for dads out there? What have you gone through, and what would you give from that as advice?
For me personally, I went through some what I believe undiagnosed, but I think stress levels and anxiety got really high, and I had some health issues. I know you guys all know about this, but at one point at work, I think the culmination of everything. Um, a new son. I think he was only 2 months old. I had the twins, and I found myself at work with having some type of seizure, stroke. Nobody can really tell me what it was, but falling to the ground, my body had reacted to me. And then I'll admit, I'm one that I hold it all in. And I think my body had finally reached a point to where there was too much going on, and it was its way of reacting and saying, you gotta stop.
Yeah.
And so my now recommendation, and also just through my profession and working in human resources, is making sure that you're taking full advantage of the things that are offered to you. A lot of employers offer fantastic benefits, whether it's, through, counseling sessions,
Yeah.
free therapy sessions. You need to be looking into those things and taking advantage of them, and don't feel guilty or out of place because you're using that or talking to somebody. Unfortunately in my life, I've had people recently pass away. I've had people in my life commit suicide. A lot of things that, we're hitting on here, and you have to find ways to deal with that, and you have to talk to people. You have to communicate. Lucky for me, I have a spouse that I can do that to. Unfortunately, some things at work you try to hide, you try to do your best, and you don't want to let that bleed in, because you worry about, well, what will that do to the family dynamic, or whatever. But you've got to talk to somebody, and whether that's a professional, whether it's your spouse, whether it's a friend, sibling, your parents, whatever it may be. You've got to get out of your head that it's okay to do that. And I think as society, at least for men, we've been brought up to not think that that's okay. Like,
Yeah.
we're the men. It's not. We don't talk about these
That's
things.
true.
Feeling, you don't have feelings.
Yeah,
You
that's
you
true.
swallow that and you move on.
Yeah.
And I've realized the more that you can talk about these things, it is such a sense of de-stressing just to be able to communicate about it.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah.
So yeah, I would say look into all the resources that are available to you. Turn to family, turn to friends, because if you're going through this, if you're having those types of thoughts about, are you important? You are. You're unique. People care about you, and that's all that matters. Like, you are important.
Yeah.
You need to be here. You were put on this planet for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And so take care of yourself. Seek help. Just life experiences. It's tough. You grow a lot. You get exposed to a lot of things, and even us, we've had difficulties that we've been able to lean on each other. And again, just being able to talk, being able to get through it. Like, don't be ashamed of that. I think at some point in your life, you're gonna feel that way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's how you react in that moment that's gonna change your course.
Yeah.
I mean, I've certainly learned that stress will wreak havoc on your body. And I don't know if that's what it was for you, or
Yeah.
if it's panic attack or what, but
It was, who knows? Nobody knows.
Nobody can tell you.
The shaking, it's crazy.
Yeah. Which and you're
It's really everything.
you're the most vibrant person probably out of all of us. Like,
Well, thank you.
if anyone saw Asti, he's fun, he's loving, he's the life of the party. I mean, I'll say that.
I'll take that.
I mean, I think we all have our characteristics, and I mean,
Yeah, that
you've
certainly
always-
doesn't describe me.
You've always been. I mean, this is a guy who wore an S-less chaps in a Halloween party.
Okay. This is way before kids. But maybe I should bust those out. I don't know. Maybe I fit. If I can fit,
He still has them.
if I can fit. Oh, I don't throw anything away. It's a Halloween costume, man.
Oh my word! But the resources that you have with your, obviously, company, and all different, but reach out to your HR director, VP,
Yeah.
person over your division. And yeah, that's such a key piece. And I've had employees use that, and I've asked myself a lot of times, like, well, why haven't I used that, or why haven't I taken advantage of that?
Yeah.
So
It's that
there's been times.
the EAP, Employee Assistance Program, is what they're referred to today. And I guarantee you, if you work for uh, almost any organization is going to have something like that.
Yeah.
Or if not, it's built into your medical plan.
Agree.
Yeah.
Agree. Anyone else?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I could talk about this for hours and hours. I know last time we were on, I talked about me being a police officer. So for all my first responders out there, I feel you, because we probably deal with this more than anybody else and are forced to kind of shove it aside more than anybody else just due to the type of work that we do. So I think, and I wasn't as prepared as you guys were, but I know the stat is like the average American experiences like 2 traumatic incidences in their entire life. An average first responder will respond to at least 2 or 3 traumatic things in a week, if not in a single 12-hour shift.
Wow.
So it's literally death by 1,000 cuts, because we are just constantly exposed to like the worst of everything, and you have to deal with it, finish the call, and then go to the next one and act like nothing happened.
And
So you
go home to your family.
go home to your family. So you might literally be dealing with, like, a dead baby that just drowned in a pool, or, whatever horrible thing you could possibly think of. And then literally, yeah, you have to just handle it, like deal with it however you're supposed to, move on to the next call. And then you got to go home to your family and be dad, be husband, be whatever it is. So it is extremely difficult. And I didn't know what it was for like the longest time. Years and years it's built up. I've been a police officer for almost 17 years now. I described it as I could feel my pot of boiling water was always full and the lid was shaking, when you're cooking pasta or whatever. And any little thing would cause it to just that lid to explode, and I would lose it, whether it was my kids. I say this, like, the only person I was nice to all the time was my wife. And I can honestly say that, like, for whatever reason, she didn't piss me off, but everything else did all the time. Like, it didn't matter what, it could be the smallest, like the things that kids do, they drop shit or, whatever stupid stuff.
Yeah.
I would lose it. And as soon as I lost it, I knew I was responding incorrectly, but I had already responded and I didn't even have a chance to like pull it back or like try to de-escalate myself a little bit, because my anxiety and my stress, and later I learned my depression, was affecting me so much that like my body didn't give me a chance to, because I was in such a state of not shock, but just a state of whatever, just heightened everything all the time. So I finally hit kind of a breaking point last year. There wasn't like I say there's not a specific thing. We added a dog to the family, which I think just added more stress to my life. It seems silly, but puppies add freaking stress to your life.
Another kid.
Just a child, man.
And so, it kind of hit a breaking point where my wife and I finally just kind of, and we talk a lot, just like Asti said, like my wife and I have a very good relationship. We talk about stuff all the time. She's a great support. I try to protect her from some of the more horrible things that happen at work, but she's always right there to listen and talk to me all the time to try to get me through this. But yeah, it kind of hit a breaking point last year, and I just felt terrible all the time. I was just kind of in the dumps. I was just mad all the time, again, for no reason. And I sought help. I literally went through our EAP program. I found a counselor that we had who's actually was a former police officer as well. So it was kind of nice having somebody that had experienced it and talked to and stuff like that, which was great. And I went and talked to my doctor about medication, which I never thought that I would have to go talk to my doctor about, like, hey man, I'm really feeling like crap. Like, what can I do for this? And it took a minute, more than a minute. It took a little while, a couple different medications, till I finally found something that, man, I feel awesome. Like I've said this to my wife and any of my family members that are listening. I'm like, is this what you're supposed to feel like all the time? Like happy and not mad at every single thing that happens and just ready to tear somebody's head off constantly. So it's been so freeing and so liberating to be able to like just feel like that. And you see it in your wife. She's like, when something happens, she's like looking at me for a reaction, expecting like me to lose my shit. And then she's kind of waiting, and then nothing happens. I'm like, hey, what's up? What's going on? And then she's like, you're good with that? I'm like, yeah, fine. What's fine? So I'm like a walking billboard for seek help, whether it's counseling, whether it's your doctor for medication, whether all the different things that are available. Like, I can tell you that it does work. It takes time. It's not instant. So you're going to have to be patient and work through it while you're going through that, because there's lots of stuff out there and not everything's going to work for you. But have hope and be strong, because you can get through it. And like, again, walking billboard, I've seen the most horrible things that people can experience, and I'm coming through it. So, I still got a lot of time left, but I feel equipped and ready to go to finish out this career. And for all my first responders, I can't say it enough. It's like, man, don't be the macho, badass SWAT guy or whatever. They're like, whoa, yeah, we don't talk about that shit. F that, dude. Like, we're human. We experience it. If anybody thinks they can go through a career of law enforcement or any other first responder and not experience depression or any of the other mental health issues, dude, you're nuts. You're just lying to yourself is all you're doing, because we all go through it. We just don't talk about it.
I couldn't even fathom half of what, one thing.
Yeah.
You see that as I'll say as a civilian or as just a normal person. And like you can't imagine that. Like,
no, you really can't.
You've told me about accidents and some of the stuff that you've, like, motorcycle hitting a car going 50,
most horrible thing
without a helmet, and it's just like, that guy, like,
it sounds terrible. I've gotten used to a lot of that stuff, and again, any of my first responders listening, they're all shaking their heads right now, like, I've gotten used to the gore and all that stuff of accidents and different violent scenes and stuff like that. The stuff that bothers me the most is the stuff with the kids, and if I talk about it, I'll get teary-eyed just talking about it. But it's just like, because kids are innocent, and when horrible things happen to kids, it's just like, damn, like, it just gets to you.
All right.
It just gets to you bad.
That makes me angry. And it probably makes you angry too.
It does. And you have to control yourself, obviously, especially nowadays. I mean, eyes of the world, they're on police more than ever, which I'm fine with, because I do my job professionally and I do it well, and I don't worry about, what you see on the news and all that stuff. So, we're just taking it one step at a time, and it is.
Yeah. Well, and that's another thing with the first responders, like using your resources.
Yeah.
I think more so than ever. I mean,
and I have to give a shout out to my chief. I'm not going to name him on here, obviously, but he's been fantastic with being open about, we're all dealing with this. You need to seek the help. Here it is. Every few weeks, awesome. It seems like he's sending something else out about help here, help there. We have a peer support group that they've started at our department. If you don't have these things at your departments or whatever, like, I highly recommend it. And even if your chief's not on board with it, I bet you your city or your district or whatever has some type of EAP that is willing to help you out. Because you're not going to do it on your own. You're just not.
No.
I thought I battled it for years thinking I could just deal with it, until, again, it finally just was like, nah.
I mean, that's the manliest thing you could have ever done. Just finally say, hey, I can't keep going on like this, and I got to change. And,
It was my doctor that told me that. My GP doctor was like, dude, you've just shown how much of a man you are by coming in here and talking to me about it and trying to figure this out, because most men won't.
Yeah. And
it's a shame, because there is help and you can feel better and you can feel normal. You have to go out and find it. It's not just going to, it sounds terrible. We're all of us first responders, we're all already screwed up. We've all been scarred, and our brains have literally changed due to what we've experienced. And normal people can't hardly do it on their own. So if you think you experience all this traumatic stuff and you can still do it on your own, you can't. It's impossible. It took me way too long. That's the only thing I kick myself about, is I waited so long. I wish I'd have did this 10 years ago. I wasted all that time with my kids of just being kind of an asshole sometimes, because I was always mad, and I kicked myself for that, because, my kids are, 10 and 8 now. They're not obviously teenagers, but it's like I missed a lot of that because I was in my funk all day, so it kind of sucks. So I'm trying to earn some of that back right now. Like, I'm trying to gain some of that back.
Yeah. I don't have to earn anything back.
I know. To me, it feels like my kids love me no matter what I do.
And you're an incredible dad. At the end of the day, that I know that we're all going to be tough on ourselves, and especially through what you've been through. But you're an incredible dad.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm trying hard. We all are.
We're all fortunate to get to see it.
Yeah, and shout out to all the first responders. We appreciate you, what you do. I mean, it is something. Once again, I'm not built for that. My brother-in-law is a first responder, as well as Mike. that's something that we appreciate all you throughout the night. I talked to you about the overnights,
Oh, yeah.
what that does to your head too.
That's a whole other
Like
aspect.
talk about putting the stress in and going from a vacation of going from the day to night.
Oh, yeah.
Once again, I can't even fathom
I'm
it.
doing it tomorrow, going back to night shift after being, awake on days for the last, week and
Oh.
a half from vacations.
God bless you, and
Yeah.
thank you for all you do. For
That's why you
sure.
think I got all this gray hair.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm just glad you can open up and share all that
I
with us
agree.
today, Mike. Because like, I know a lot of other first responders. It's like I'm sure maybe you felt like this too. Like it's hard to relate to the normies.
Oh, yeah.
Like you just want to gravitate to your circle of the
Definite.
people doing what you want to do. And
Well, that's the problem, though, is that like you gravitate to your circle of first responders and everybody acts like it's not a problem.
right,
And then it's just a vicious circle if nobody does anything to try to fix it.
yeah,
And that's why I am so glad that we're doing this and I'm able to talk about it, because I was like that. I didn't want to tell anybody what my problems were. I didn't want to tell anybody I was on medication. Forget that, dude. Like that, we should all be able to enjoy ourselves and have a happy, normal life, whether you're on medication or not. It doesn't really, that doesn't make a difference. Like it's a pill you take once a day, whatever it is. And if it makes you feel great, awesome. That's why it's there. That's why they were created. So do what you can for yourself to, make yourself better.
I agree.
Yeah.
Agree. So
Yeah. That was,
yeah, that was a
I-
that was a good one.
I'm not gonna lie, I did expect something like that, Doyd, but that was I think I just saw a new side of you that I've never seen, even through all
Yeah.
those years of friendship and knowing that, you've dealt with that. So
yeah. Well, I didn't talk about it. Your buddy's always like, oh, what's the craziest thing you've ever done? You always just kind of blow it off or whatever, because you don't really want to tell them, like,
Right.
what's the worst thing you've seen and all that. So it's like, you don't want to know the worst that I've seen, Oh, but no, you guys have always been there for me too. Like, even if I didn't talk about it and stuff, just having like the relationship and having you guys around, and it's always
Well, I
helped
mean, I think
kind of
we
feel
always
normal.
knew to pick up like when you did want to talk about those things, and
Yeah.
you just wanted a normal night.
Yeah.
yeah.
How do you think you masked that for so long?
Well, I did a poor job at masking it because it was coming out. It was just coming out in different ways. And, like I said, it was coming out in my anger. It was coming out in just depression, just feeling yucky. And just a couple times, just completely falling apart and breaking down and just horrible sobbing and just with my wife. I remember it vividly. And like, I remember just looking up at her and I like was uncontrollably crying, had no control over myself. Like, what's wrong with me? What is going on right now? And I didn't know because we talked about it. So it's, again, I didn't know what it was. Those types of experiences are weird, and a lot of people maybe don't experience them, but I don't think they're as abnormal as I think they are. I think people are going through them. They're just not talking about it. And stuff. So,
Wow.
yeah, but as far as masking, I think I did a poor job masking. I think my wife always knew. Like, I think something was wrong. Maybe not able to identify it exactly what it was, but because we'd been together for, oh my gosh, we started dating when we were 12 years old. So yeah,
Quite a bit.
well, I'm a one woman man. So she knows me and she has seen me change over
27
this.
years. Wow.
Yeah, she's seen
That's
me change
crazy.
over this career. So she's had a front row seat to it all. So, yeah, it didn't mask it well. Like I said,
Well, I mean, maybe it was hard to at home around your wife, but like just going back to work the next day, or
Yeah.
like being in a social setting where maybe you just wanted to put on a tough face, or
yeah, definitely. And you just try to blow it off with a joke or a laugh. Like most first responders, we're pretty good at dark humor. So we blow it off with some way like that to, not talk about it or just make it funny or whatever. When it's not fun. If you're being completely, none of it's funny, but that's just kind of how some of us deal with it is, dark humor or kind of blowing it off type thing. So, because they don't tell you in the police academy, like, how to deal with that. Like they're not like, hey, you're going to see some horrible stuff. This is what you need to do. No, there was no class on that.
Yeah. Wow.
There was nothing. So,
Well,
Yeah.
definitely use your resources if you're out there and you're going through it.
yeah, that's the name of the game for this
That's
episode.
awesome.
Sure.
Yeah.
My goodness.
All right. So this is the end of episode 1 on men's health. So we're going to continue this over to another episode. So stay tuned for more next week. Before we go.
Yeah, real quick, I got to give a shout out to my baby girl. Her birthday was just the other day. She turned 11. So I love you so much. And so happy you're part of my life, sweet.
Happy birthday. See y'all.
Yep, thank
See y'all
y'all.
next week. All right. Don't forget to follow us, like everything, comment on anything that you like.
You want to hear? Yeah.
All right. Dad Livin, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok,
Twitter?
Twitter.
It's not Twitter anymore.
No, it's X.
You can tell I don't tweet.
And
or-
definitely not on LinkedIn.
So catch us next week for part 2
That's right.
of men's mental health.
Love y'all.
Yeah.
Love y'all.
Bye.
See y'all.
Here.
Bye.